Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you guys all so much for stopping by the stream. My name is Eli. As always, Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days we do weekly Q&As. Of course, 12:30 Pacific Standard Time is when we begin those. It is a Q&A for literally anything and everything you want to have a discussion about, but if you're wondering why the title is the way it is typically the previous video that we posted pre-recorded, and that's usually what we have discussions about, but it can be all over the place in terms of what we really discuss. So, it's just been kind of a tradition that we've kept, but, feel free to ask anything and everything, like I said before. But before we get into it, as always, we do weekly giveaways. All you have to do to enter, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe. And if you want to be a part of the community in any way or follow us on any of our other socials, links are down in the descriptions below. And we have an awesome community full of other like-minded individuals in our Discord. I highly recommend you join that. Now, jumping into it finally, let's give a couple of shout outs to the people that are here. Poke Collector J, first is the best. What is up, my guy? I have shipped out your Charizard, by the way, today. I will keep you posted on tracking on that shortly. Today is like my, how do I want to say this? My day of getting back to people, we will say that, and getting everything officially caught up. So hopefully I should be able to get everything all caught up for everyone. But gotta stream first before I take care of that. But Poké Department Store, good to see you here. Joshua, what's up, everyone? Hash catch him. Hey, feels like it's been a while. I feel like you filter in and out all the time, but it's nice to see you. Coolest Shibe, hey, what's up, my guy? Marcus Parkus, how's everyone doing? I'm having a good day. I'm excited to jump right into it. Pika, doing good here. How about you? He says. To Marcus Parkus. Lord Narwhal, yo, what's up? John Doe, my man, good to see you as always. Tyrone, the Steam Siege legend. Electrabuzz, that's a new one. What's up, Electrabuzz? Good to see you here. And then Michael Christensen, or Mikkel, I always pronounce that wrong. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing great this wonderful Tuesday. Tuesday, Thursday, is that what it is? Yo, Tori, what's up? Average Player, always good to see you as well, as to both of you and Tori. Joker, what is up, my guy? And that is, no man, and that is it. That is everyone that we have here on the early so far. Nate's here as well. It's been a while. It feels like I've seen Nate, but all right, that's it. There's the introductions for everyone. So thank you guys all so much for stopping by. Hopefully everyone's having a happy Tuesday. In terms of Pokemon news to discuss, we actually have something, I guess, to discuss finally, kind of, really, if you're that into it. The Pokemon Company announced that of Japan that they're going to have a box for fall that's going to be a classic, is what it looks like it's going to be. It's going to include some EX cards as well as some reprints of OGs with like a goldish silver border. I mean, that's yay, Japan. I mean, maybe we'll get something like that in the US. Do we really care that much? Oh yeah, another reprint of a card we don't really care about. Wait, like, sure, it's the starters, but we've gotten it a lot. But other than that, man, it's like not really much. Another day of the market doing what the market's doing, and that is probably just straight up. If we were to go look, let's see. We go and take a look at the best-selling sealed product that's available. Obviously, it's the pack singles. One thing I do want to direct your guys' eyes towards: look at the price of Astral Radiance packs. It's kind of crazy. Obviously, outside of this one, 319. But if you look at the actual volume, you've got 344, 347. I guess you say 348, 350. Like it's actually climbing in value to the point of where it's more than Fusion. Obviously, Silver Tempest is still king. Brilliant Star is right past that. But I mean, Lost Origin packs are not that far behind. It's about like a 15-cent difference. So I don't know what's up with the single packs when it comes to the price differences, but Astral's apparently climbing for some silly reason, but who knows? So are we collabing the the booked ping slash tax preparedness or what? Tax preparing what? Right? That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm here for the high pitch UMS Eli does when he's filling time. I appreciate that, Mason. Good to see you here as always, brother. Oh my gosh. I know I make a lot of interesting noises, and it's funny too. It's actually this might sound kind of weird, but it's not just in front of the camera. Like I'm a man of many voices. I also can do a lot of voice impersonations too. I just make a lot of weird noises. I apologize. But hey, if you're here for it, then what am I apologizing about? Happy Tuesday, Pokemon Dad Break says, Eli, have a great stream. Hey, I appreciate that. I hope that you enjoy the stream. Can I get an early happy birthday? My birthday's in October. Well, heck yeah, man. Happy early birthday. That's pretty early, man. I mean, my birthday's in October and my fiance's birthday's in October, so we might as well all get early birthdays at this point then. My guy Eli, what's up, gang? Nothing much. How about yourself? Hopefully you're doing well. Local card shop says investors are pricing out people just to make profits. Same thing is happening in the automobile dealership. I mean, I don't know if I'd call it necessarily investors. Like, investors are obviously a good portion of the market, but you have to also think into consideration that there's a lot of individuals that are like interested in Pokemon and they aren't really that knowledgeable about what like MSRP is, what wholesale is, general just, you know, market prices. And so they're willing to just pay whatever, right? They go into a card shop, they pay the price, and that's kind of it. And that's just like the majority of the hobby. So although there are investors that are obviously, you know, buying product and they do have an effect on the market, general masses are just like, I want this and I'm going to buy it, and they don't really care. It's kind of that, you know? Trinell says we don't. Olden Bob says, wow, just reprinting the same design 20 years ago. Oh, shocker. Haven't seen that before. Yo, what's up, Tom? Good to see you as always. Trinell says, anyone catch the $2 sale battle styles at Best Buy for a sleeve booster? I did not. That's crazy. I didn't even know they had that. Yes, over LO, Olden Bob, Olden Bold. I don't think you're going to have people disagree with you on that one. Hey Mason, just finishing watching your latest Q&A live stream. Mason says sorry to hear that. That's so funny. I'll have to stop by Mason's next Q&A when he does it. I'm never like that active, I feel like, when it comes to live streams as much as I used to. I used to stop by everyone's Q&As, just kind of chill and say hi, but gosh, it's been a busy one. I feel like I haven't had time for a lot of things recently, but I mean, it takes 5 seconds to stop by, so where's my excuse, you know? If Mason can make it, then freaking I can make it. Mason's a busy man, or at least I assume so. But especially opening another shop too, brother, you're going crazy. Happy birthday to everyone. Yeah, happy birthday, everyone, right? Hey, Zisco says, I'll take a happy early birthday. What's up, Pokemon 616? Jason Neidenberger, with the dry product, any more hints you can give us to the Moonbryon secret product? I know you said someone else figured it out. Ooh, that's a tough one, man. That is a tough one to say. What is that secret product? No, I can't, man. I can't really say it, right? And like I've said before, you also have to take this understanding of, this was wave 1 was the wave that got the good pulls. Wave 2 didn't do much. Wave 3, it seems like, was better, but not anywhere near as wave 1. This is from my own personal testing as well as some testing of other individuals. If you message me and you get it right, oh god, see, people are just gonna spam me. That's the problem. If I say, hey, if you get it right and you message me, then people are gonna spam me. So it's hard for me to go out and say what the item is, and I know if I say it, it's going to drastically affect the price of the item. So because people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, which one's wave 1? How do I get wave 1? Because people ask me that question all the time for product. Well, how do I know the difference between a wave 1 versus not a wave 1? So I feel like it's crazy. But yeah, I've opened this item like 3 times and I've gotten, I pulled a Charizard, alt art, I pulled a rainbow, and like a couple of full arts, and then the one time I didn't get a rainbow or an alt art, it was like, I got like just a crazy amount of Vs and character rares in the item, so it was insane. So my wave 1 experience was insane with the product. So when the individual told me, I was like, I gotta open this just to see if this is true or not. And it felt true. Tuesday is chiller around in the robe day. Well, heck yeah, man. Thanks for chilling around with us. I appreciate that. Best Buy Battle Styles is sold out. Shocker. I mean, the fact that you're telling us probably means it's sold out, because most of the time you don't really know about it until it's already too late, especially with bots nowadays. In its day, did Evolutions have the same sentiment around Battle Styles does today? Evolutions was a set that did really well initially, but it got followed up with just being printed into the ground, because it was like one of those specialty sets that they wanted to make it readily available, because it came out around the time of Pokemon Go, right? So the set was just like, I mean, the timing of it all was really well done. Obviously, they did a good job on timing it, but it was a set that was like, wow, this is an amazing set. This is great. Prices are going up. Pokemon Company says, ooh, prices are going up. Let's not have another Roaring Skies situation. We're going to print it into the ground and then throw evolution packs and literally everything. And it got crushed. And so now you have that sentiment of, when you look at the singles, you're like, wow, singles value is so low. Why is it so low? That's why. There's just so much supply. Which is crazy to think, though, that the booster boxes are as much as they are right now. Outside, I mean, it's purely demand, because the actual supply is super high for the item still. So the fact of the matter that it outpaced everything so drastically, being the oldest of the XY sets, just, you know, goes to show the demand that people have as a very much, you know, sentimental modern base set is how people like to look at it. Is there an argument for CZ mini tins beating out the ETBs due to lower price point? Yep, I hear that argument all the time. And if you go MSRP to MSRP, that is true. Obviously, if you can get ETBs for around the same price, you go ETBs because it comes with more value out of it. But typically, if you're just going pack per price value, then yeah, MSRP, you're going to go with the tins. Definitely not a 3-pack booster. He's talking about a ton of Vs from opening. Yes, this item does not have just 3 packs. It has more than 3. That is for sure. Are we going to get regional pull rates data running again? Could offer $1 off Patreon or something. I would love to get regional pull rates done, but as you're aware, we're John, there's just so many projects going on. Here's my biggest thing, right? I am in the process of hiring an employee, hopefully, that as long as everything goes smoothly, they will be working for me, and right before Scarlet and Violet. If this does come to fruition, I will be able to free up a lot more time to work on a lot of the behind the scenes projects that I'm really passionate about, that I've been wanting to push out to the community. So for me, that's kind of what my time frame is on kind of opening things up. Obviously, this is going to come with the expansion of, you know, more of the Discord bot. This is going to come with the expansion of more slots to the Patreon. This is going to come with the expansion of, hopefully, in theory, potentially us opening up bulk submissions. It's going to lead to the expansion of, you know, hopefully the data entry for regional pull rates, as well as some other cool behind the scenes ideas that we're working on. There's like a lot of things that really we're going to, you know, hopefully expand upon. Being more active on social media. It's just one of those things where when you're kind of a one-man army, it's tough. I mean, shout out to my fiance for helping me out all the time with things, but I mean, she's also got a full-time gig, so it's not like she can help me out all the time. Hey, babe, so I'm going to be breaking down 1,000 collector's chests. Can you, like, help me out with that? Thanks. Love you. It's like, all right. So instead of it taking 2 weeks, it only took 4 days of us working for 12 to 16 hours. So it's like, you know, it's unreasonable. Eli, did you see Football Pete's Pokemon Day eBay Live? He gave a lot of insight into his business. Okay, so someone was referencing Football Pete, and I tried looking him up on YouTube. I don't know what his actual, like, YouTube channel is. Is it Football Pete? Because someone was talking about the market and how he was saying, see, this is what happened when I looked up Football Pete. This is kind of what comes up. I mean, football is such a search keyword term. If someone can shoot me a link, whether it be through the Discord or just kind of give me an exact search, I would love to search him up just to kind of watch the video myself. It's the 3-pack booster. I will tell you that it's not a 3-pack item. Has anyone opened packs from the broken down collector's chest? Opened a few yesterday. 1720 with white code cards. Best cards were from Subcent. Anyone else, or am I just unlucky? So, Michael, I have had 2 people message me about their broken down collector's chest, and one of those people said they bought only 45 packs, and of their 45 packs, they pulled 2 alternate arts. So, and I had another person message me as well, and they also pulled an alternate art out of just 145. So I've had a couple of people message me saying they've had really good luck. So I think you just got extremely unlucky, brother. Wow, that sucks, man. But that's just how the game's played. But yeah, if someone wants to give me a link for Peak, he doesn't have a YouTube. He's on the biggest sealed product seller on eBay. Okay, it makes sense why I couldn't find him. So, okay, so Football Pete, I literally typed in Football Pete and it came up with eBay. So you said he had a video. Where was the video that he posted? Oh my gosh, I see why you're saying he's got so... Oh my goodness, look at that. That's insane. Yeah, this man's huge. But you said he did a Pokemon Day eBay Live. He got a lot of insight into the business. He doesn't have a YouTube. He's the biggest sealed product. So yeah, where was that conversation being had though? Because someone was talking to me saying that he was giving insight to potential reprints. He was featured on eBay Live. They're Whatnot competitors. Oh, I see. Interesting. I did not realize that. Man, eBay Live trying to run out Whatnot, that's honestly not. I mean, eBay's trying to kind of dominate right now. They're like, yeah, we're going to buy TCG Player, Fireball. They realize the trading cards market is huge. And they're going to try and monopolize it, it just seems. Okay. Well, can you... I will watch the video... I will go and watch the video, but can you give a little bit of insight for me for those that did watch it? If there's anything that you saw of impertinence. Mason, I do remember someone mentioned on the last live, someone said that he was giving insight to when he expects reprints to come. I don't know if that's true or not, but he was making a sort of a prediction on that. Every other look, Shining Fates is a bit more expensive to buy, but only has the Charizard as the only noteworthy card in the set. Why is it so expensive? I mean, where do you live is the first question, Zisco, because I would argue that it's still actually really affordable. When you look at the market price on TCG Player, it's still roughly around MSRP, maybe slightly above. And you compare that to most of the other specialty items, I mean, outside of Pokemon Go. But like if you look at Champion's Path, if you look at Hidden Fates, if you look at Crown Zenith, like it's still much more affordable than those other items. So the set itself has just been out for a while, I would presume, but for the longest time the set was easily able to be picked up for as low as $35 to $40. Crazy to think about, but I mean, we got hit with like a reprint wave of it, and it just got, I mean, the price just kind of crashed quite a bit. Must be the same as that's funny. Why is there only 1 like and 61 viewers? Is that true? Oh my goodness gracious. Is that true? I just realized I gotta go check. I'm not even in the control panel. I gotta do a little bit of a refresh. Is that true? We only have 1 like? No, we've got 23 likes. I think it's just not showing up properly on your screen. I was about to say, do we really have 1 like? But make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. Might as well mention it. Joker says, pull 2 alt arts from the collector's chest pack. Yeah, Joker crushed it, man. Alvin says, Pokemon USA, what if Pokemon decides to reprint every single set? How bad would the market crash? Define every single set. Like every set in rotation, every set of all time, because I don't think they're ever going to do anything every set of all time. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, in theory, there's an argument to be made that they could, if they really wanted to, go back and, you know, print Sun and Moon XY, but I think that is like 0.01%. Like, I think that would never ever happen. It just doesn't make sense, and it sets a horrible precedent for the market. You know, in terms of if you're asking hypothetical for, you know, Sword and Shield, that's obviously a completely different conversation. Most PSA 10 of alt seem to be 1.8 to 2 point times more expensive than the raw. Do you think it is better to just buy the 10s and sell your raws? I think Pride, and this was kind of the main discussion for yesterday's video, was looking at the 5 cards that I discussed and really having a conversation about why I liked certain ones in terms of pickups and why I didn't. And it really just came down to the spread value for the card, right? What was the spread between the raw and the 9 and then the 9 and the 10? Which that's kind of the whole innovation for the Discord bot, because the idea is that it's going to give you spread percentages so you know, hey, I like this item because there is a spread percentage that is positive for both the 9 and the 10. So it gives you an understanding of knowing, hey, Eli says he likes a percentage greater than this amount, right? And 250, I've said this before, I'll say it again. 250 is the amount that I really like from the spread between the raw and the 10, just because hypothetically speaking, if all hell were, like everything were to go to hell in a handbasket and they were to reprint the crap out of that set, I think that the likelihood of that going, you know, like dropping 70% in value is extremely low. But hypothetically, if it were to happen for a specific card, you're going to still at least, you know, make a little bit of money because you did have such a nice marginal spread when looking between the raw and the 10. However, if it is under that amount, unless it is a set that is out of rotation, then that is a completely different argument to be made, obviously. But still, even then, from a risk to reward ratio perspective, the market still has its ebbs and flows, even if it is not something that is in supply. We've had resupplies before that have crashed price points. If you guys remember, we had that Fates Collide and Lost Thunder resupply. Obviously not a reprint, it was a resupply about a year and a half ago or so. We saw the price of those cards drastically, you know, take a dive. So anything can happen, and the market can always correct at any point. So I just, you know, I'm always just weighing my risk to reward ratio, but I look more, I feel like, at the 9 values than the 10s, because odds of you going and finding a XY era PSA 10 card on TCG Player or anywhere, unless you're getting it from a pristine collection, is very, very difficult. Sun and Moon, you're gonna probably have better luck at least. I got my code card illustration contest. Some of my buddies did not get them. Do you know if they're going to be doing in waves? I assume, but it's not been confirmed. Nathaniel, I actually don't really know much about that, so I couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you. Have scooped up some great deals from Pete. Can you tell us how to tell if a product is from wave 1 at least? It's difficult to say. I mean, from my personal experience when talking about, like, let's say booster boxes, on the item, if you're getting a sealed case, it will say do not sell before street date, and then it'll give you what the street date is. I can't remember if they do that for other products, right? Like tins, premium collections, etc., etc. But I know they do that for booster boxes and ETBs. That's usually what it is, but you obviously wouldn't be able to tell if you just bought a singular, you know, unit for this item. Have answer that question. Out of 70 packs, I've pulled 2 alt arts and have 13 left. Dang! Shout out to Department Store. He was featured in email. I have already answered that question. Gotta head to bed. Catch you in the morning and have a great life, guys. Well, thank you so much for stopping by as always, Mikkel. eBay going to swallow whatnot. It's not that surprising. Nah, that's my channel's content, not yours. That's so funny. Oscuro says, hello, question. What do you think about Pokemon cards of another language? Are they just as valuable as English? Because I have some Dutch Pokemon cards laying around. No, English is definitely, I would say 90 to 95% of the time more valuable if you look at like older cards. In terms of, you know, every so often you do have certain promos that are more valuable in Japan. Most of the time, I mean, Japanese promos kind of are their own thing. There's, I wish, you know, not really many comparisons to English. But if you look at like, you know, PSA 10 first edition Charizard, you compare it to like the German, or you compare it to like the Spanish, the English version is far, far more expensive. However, ultra modern products, like newer product, there has been instances like, for example, you know, EV Heroes, where the Moonbryon is way more expensive than our Moonbryon in a PSA 10 condition, graded condition, ungraded condition, just based on the fact that the scarcity for these alternate VMAXs are so much higher. So, you know, it really depends, I would say. But in terms of, you know, outside of Japanese, it's not really that often you see a set, or to my knowledge, of a card period that's really anywhere near competing with either Japanese or English when it comes to other languages for Pokemon. Zisco says, Madison watching. Random. Charlie says, Sheboygan here. What's up, Charlie? Hey, what's up, TT? Mr. Rogers is here. What's up, Mr. Rogers? 31 likes, baby. 33. Ooh, love to see that. So Market Scraper says, was the secret alt art product the second wave of the Charizard UPC? Market, did you listen to what I said? I said in terms of what the item is itself, I said it wasn't going to be the second wave. So it 100% is not right if it's the second wave product when I said that's the one that had the worst pull rates, even if you were correct. But Making Things and Stuff says, I think they know the secondary market is a thing that lures a lot of collectors. Oh, big time. Oh, 100%. P says, hey, I realize selling packs isn't really profitable. Should I just hold on to packs and sell them when they go up higher in value? Well, that's not necessarily true, P. It depends on your entry point. There's so many different factors. I mean, if you can find an item, like, for example, right? Let's say that you went in and you bought the Celebrations Lance's Charizard box, right? You could have, with the most recent wave, broken it down, and you could have gotten value out of not only the Celebrations packs, but you also could have gotten value out of the fact that it had an Evolving Skies pack in it. Do I recommend that? To my knowledge, I think the value of breaking it down was actually greater than selling it as a whole item. So, you know, it's definitely possible, but you have to be able to determine, hey, what's my entry point? Is it worth breaking it down and selling it? Hey, if I don't break it down, what's the entire sealed value of the item in and of itself? So you've got a lot of things you got to always consider when looking at it like that. Why are booster boxes still available on Pokemon Seller and selling everywhere else above MSRP? Because a lot of people, like I said before, are not really informed when it comes to this market, and they're just not paying attention, and that's the sad reality. You can go pick it up at MSRP, but some people are buying it secondary because they don't know. Not everyone can buy. Believe it or not, everyone can buy from Pokemon Center. Is that what you meant to say? Not? When you get freed up and ready to work on the side stuff, let me know. Of course, I will definitely let you know. Sadly, most of the side stuff I have right now is in person. Poke Collector Jay says, I'll work for Eli. Hey, you technically already do help me with stuff greatly. I mean, you've helped out so much, man. I appreciate you. Pulled the Umbreon last weekend. Don't think it was graded a 10, so it's just a binder card for now because selling it seems like a pain. I mean, it's not that big of a pain. I mean, you literally make a TCG player account, you list it, lowest listed, and then just call it a day and it sells. That's kind of it, you know? It's not that hard. If you're saying don't think it will grade a 10, that's how you sell raw, right? That's just it. No point in selling it in. Hey, Eli. Where is it? Just wanted to pop in and say hello. I have to start from the stream beginning to so have a great live. Hey, thanks for stopping by, EL. And hopefully you caught up. Jason K said, oh, yep. Yeah, no, we just heard about that. Sadly, it was a little too late for most people, but is there a new wave of Charizard UPCs? I see both Smoke and Mirror and DNA for a great price. To my knowledge, no, because my rep would have told me, and none of my reps have told me. Tins of codes like balls with J21, J from 2021, and ball with E 2022 from 2022. You can look up contents. Correct. With other languages, it has to be with rarity and release. Yep, that's usually how it goes. Thoughts on Espeon VMAX from Fusion Strike? Do you think it will go up in price? I mean, based on what we're seeing just from the overall market as a whole, I mean, here, let's take a look. Actually, let's go on Pokedata.io and let's have a little bit of a conversation. I just realized I never put my face back to the left, and honestly, think it's kind of, I mean, what do you guys think? Face on the right or the left? What is your guys' opinion? Where should my face be? Non-existent, left, right? All right, so if we go and we take a look at Fusion Strike, and let's go take a look at the Espeon, right? So seeing the spread comparison, we're gonna just look at the 9 and the raw to begin with. Yikes, buddy. Yikers. Whoa, that is so gross. That is a gross looking chart. I hate this chart. Jesus loves me. I mean, let's just go look at the raw value first and foremost, right? So it went from 95 and it then went up, hit a high, and then it looks like it's got like a curving top is the best way to explain it from a charting perspective. Yikes, buddy. That does not look good. I mean, this card looks like it's found a top. I mean, when you look at the value of the 9, and obviously the supply has gone up quite a bit, and you say, okay, 270 at the high, crashes down to 120, then goes up to 214, and then has kind of gone sideways. My expectation for the raw card is it's probably going to go sideways and down, just based on what I'm looking at here. That's kind of what it's telling us. What's the spread between the 9 and the 10? I mean, you're looking at just over the 2 times return mark. So not a fan, man. Not a fan of the card. I mean, long term it'll do fine, but like as it stands right now, in terms of if you were really wanting to get in on board with the single price, you kind of missed the boat on that one in the short term, at least. I think it's going to have some sideways action before it really makes another move up. Oh, you meant believe it or not. Okay. How high will Evolving Skies booster box go? Can we pick it up now before it goes to 500 or 600? I've said this before. I will say it again. I am not picking up the item until we have full-on confirmation that we know there's not going to be one reprint or another. In theory, if you wanted to, you could pick it up for this price. Obviously, you do take the risk of it potentially getting printed. But hypothetically speaking, if it were not to get reprinted, it would not surprise me if the booster box itself... I mean, let's see where it is right now. Has it hit kind of a flatline point? Because I think it hasn't really moved much in the past couple of weeks, which is funny to say because it's, oh, the past couple of weeks. Yeah, right? Like, the set moves like a monster. So let's see where we are with it. Okay, so the set is sitting at around the $280 price point. So it has slowed down. It has slowed down a little bit. Price prediction end of year is $450. I'm gonna say $450 is my price. I mean, look at this chart, bro. Look at this chart. Like, even if you're not someone that's like understands technical analysis when it comes to making price predictions, this is like the craziest thing to me, how much this follows like a technical analysis chart. Obviously the volatility on this is insane, and you have to also take like market manipulation into consideration. But even then, like, look at the chart. So it makes a high, right? Then it goes lower to 280. Then it makes a higher high, then it goes low, but the low is a higher low. Then it makes a higher high. Like, from a general charting perspective, if I were to just like draw this out, this is straight up just an ascension point for like a textbook. Like, this is just going to continue to go up. Like, this is miraculous. Like, this is gorgeous. Do I think that the price in theory can take a little bit of a dive at this point? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if the price point for this did go down to around the low 300s. However, do I expect it to stop in terms of its overall price point of, just keep going up? Well, if you're just looking at the pricing history, right? 320, then goes down about, $40. Then goes and breaks the previous high by another $20, goes down with a higher point of $10. Then it goes and breaks the other point by, I mean, this is what it's showing as market price, but reality, we all know that, 340, it's actually closer to the 380 point. So ultimately at the end of the day, I mean, this could, in theory, if it's gonna have a reprieve, drop down to 330-ish and before it hits 400. If it is just following this general pattern, as long as this isn't market manipulation. I mean, this is over a 3-month period. What's the yearly look like? I mean, the yearly is just straight continuation. just insane. Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't think it's unrealistic to say 450, 500 end of year if this doesn't get a print. So it's kind of stupid. But that's, once again, there's a lot of factors that go into that. The Wave 2 for the Charizard seems to have broken. Evo Skies packs, Secret Rares, Alt Heavies, and Brilliant Star packs are seemingly guaranteed TCG hits, according to Rusty's findings so far. Interesting. That is an interesting piece of note. I'm not as hyped for the Illusions promos. It looks like they're non-holos, and you now have to make a $30 purchase to get it. I'm more into the delivery promos. I mean, the delivery promos have just been kind of a smash hit, especially with that Charizard one, guys, where we just kept refreshing. I mean, guys, how many of you guys made so much money off of just the continuous refresh, like rinse and repeat method with the Charizard? Like, that was an insane free real estate property piece. If any of you guys that are new to the channel, basically one of the biggest like things we discussed as literally free money, right? Like, it was literally free money, where you would go to the Pokemon Center website, you'd put in your special delivery code, you would buy a, Arceus V figure collection or something worth 20 bucks or more. You would then get the Charizard, which is valued at around 40, 50 bucks, sell it, make money, then go buy another code for 5 to 10 bucks, depending upon the time at the time, rinse, repeat, and continuously just basically have your item you bought to get the free shipping, and just keep going crazy with it. Like, it was insane the amount of value you could get. That is a large amount of money for one Ultra Modern box. I agree with you, Roma, and that's why you have to really wonder like what the Pokemon company is doing, and that's why I'm like, I don't think they're just idly standing by watching it happen, right? Like, I don't think they're just sitting here and they're just looking and saying to themselves, yeah, we're gonna let this just keep going up. Like, that doesn't seem right. There is a Wave 2 Charizard UPC because there is a new pack selection. Interesting, Market Scraper. So what's the pack selection difference between Wave 1 and Wave 2 for the CUPCs? You said Rusty said it had good polls. John Samo says Pokemon USA. Did I miss an earlier question, or are you just saying Pokemon USA? Tori says, better on the right, we can see more. Cool. I like the better on the right as well. I would agree with that. Did you go over the Pokemon Center promo card, and what have you been looking to cycle through buying yet? Had to step away. We have not gone over the Pokemon Center promo card. Tyrone, you're such a troll. Center of the screen, right? Alright, guys, so for today's video, we're going to be having a conversation about the Espeon. Hopefully you guys can see it. I mean, honestly, you can still see it even if my face looks awkward in the middle screen. Whee! So silly. Alright, let's put my face back. There I am. Hi. We did not go over the Pokemon Center promo. I have not been following it much. So it's an Illustrator promo. Pokemon Illustrator contest, promo card giveaway and promotion. Please see below for the most frequently asked questions. What will I receive for the promotion? A one-time USD code. Okay. Please note that the promo card will be sent by email waves. Okay, so this is basically the new, this is the new special delivery Charizard. Ooh, I mean, is this going to be the next special delivery Charizard is the real question, because that would be sick if we could just rinse, repeat, free money again. God, that's crazy, dude. I hope this is what happens. James from the Alamo. Hey, Eli. What's up, James? Good to see you, brother. John Samo says, is SV product at $3.35 pack a good price? Yes, it is. considering that the new general market price, I mean, think about this. MSRP at this moment in time, sorry, not MSRP, wholesale on average, we're going to say is around $98, right, for booster boxes. That's $2.72. You are paying roughly around, if you can get it for closer to the $3 point, like 28 cents above what is the wholesale price point. So $3 times 36, I mean 108. I think that the cheapest booster boxes we've seen so far have been 105. So seems like a good price point to me. You make me want to better myself, Eli. Thanks. Hey, I appreciate that, Ripper the Chipper. I mean, I really think that when it comes to my content, I try and push a positive message about people wanting to be like really financially responsible. That's kind of what I really want to preach to everyone. Is, hey man, like, first and foremost, I'm not perfect. I will show you my mistakes that I've made. I will give examples of mistakes I've made, and I will explain how I have improved upon it, how I've learned upon it, how I myself have been able to learn from my mentors in life to have helped me become more financially responsible, and how I can equate this to Pokemon, and how I feel like you can really kind of put that message together, right? And I think it's, you know, I'm very blessed to obviously be in the position I am. I wouldn't be able to be here without you guys, so I'm very grateful of you guys for that. So for me, you know, being able to do whatever I can to help everyone else when it comes to their financial, I'm not a financial advisor obviously, but when it comes to just being, I want everyone to make money, right? Like, that's the whole message of the channel is, hey guys, how can we make better financial decisions where we can get more money in your pocket? Like, what can we do so that you can be smarter when it comes to your investment decisions, when it comes to the best time to buy, the best time to sell? Like, there's so many things I feel like, and so many nuances to the market that is really opening a lot of people's eyes. And I feel like I'm one of those people that's really started to notice, like, hey, like, there's a real market to this, and not like market in the like, oh yeah, there's a real market to Pokemon buying and selling, but like a market from like a trading perspective, kind of how you look at it from, you know, stocks and cryptos and so on and so forth. Celebrations UPCs have been getting bought out. TCG players, cheapest one is $400 in the middle. Charizard is 105. That's crazy, man. Poke Department Store says, anyone need their taxes done? I need to talk to my bookkeeper. That reminds me. Oh, she has asked me for things and I need to give them to her. Had a fat $45 tax return. Woot woot, Tyrone out here looking freaking fly. $45, baby. Go get yourself a ETB of Pokemon Go. That's right there. That's what you got. Free Pokemon Go ETB. So glad I grabbed a case of Evo at $150 a box. Hey man, I mean, hindsight 2020, you definitely got a good entry point when you look at it back from now. Walgreens still sells blister packs with ES and Chilling Rain in them for $12. They've also had some blisters with Cosmic Eclipse. Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, that ES chart is straight up upmarket manipulation. I mean, you have to think though, because here's the thing. In terms of upmarket manipulation, when looking at this chart, like, this looks like a general healthy chart, and when you talk about the price differences between the high points and the low points, it's not over a hourly period, it's over a daily period, right? So you do have those kind of market swings, but yeah, it's definitely, like I said before, there's definitely some market things that are being taken into consideration. But outside of that, you also have listings for just loose packs that are playing into the price point. So when you look at this, right, and you see, okay, $341, right, and you look at the market price being around $380, you're like, that's not right. But then when you consider that $270 for the cheapest, you know, so we'll say $270 plus $370, and then divide that by 2, you're getting around $320 as kind of the market average. Obviously, you take this out, you go up to $88. But more or less, the point that I'm making is, although there is market manipulation, I obviously made that as a point. I think that singles are playing a factor in that. $269 for loose packs is insane, bro. That's so crazy. That is so insane to me. How many people are buying loose singles? I mean, there's one that's been bought every day. There's one that's been bought every day. I feel like I need to just like... Oh my gosh, that's insane. That's just so crazy. But yeah. God, 270. 270. Wow. Wow. That's just crazy to see. All right, so I'm doing some quick math here. I'm like just looking at this and I'm like, this is insane. We were able to get ES booster boxes from Pokemon Center MSC RP Thursday and Friday. I'm surprised it hasn't dipped a little because it was probably such a small supply. It's not going to make a difference. I had some Fire Crowns. Hey, shout out to you on that one, James. ETBs Plus I opened today. Pikachu Secret Rare, Radiant Zard, Mewtwo V-Star, Arceus V-Star Gold card, Zerora VMAX, Rotom V-Star, and dang, dude, shout out to you. That's insane. You got this from a 1 ETB? It's not the first time I've seen something crazy like that happen, so I believe it. Sellers have auto price adjustment settings on TCG players, so people will make fake sales and wait until real sellers listings adjust to match better prices, new market prices, and they pick those up for cheap. Yeah, no, trust me. I mean, as someone who obviously sells on TCG Player, I have over 5,000 sales myself, and even if he's still here, Mason will attest to it because I've had conversations with him about it, where he has certain ways in which he sells for the store TCG Player because of exactly what you're saying, market manipulation, right? Because it does play a factor for sure. I just gotta wonder, is this chart taking into account the raw pack prices as well as the standard booster box? Because that's kind of what I look at more of what the chart is showing, right? Because unless it was something that was I mean, like look at the charting history, right? Obviously, you've got sales selling at 320. These are probably manipulated prices, 312, like 288, 304. But these are listings with images, so we know that this is not manipulated. We know this is just images, right? Someone selling at 317. Obviously, that was being manipulated into happening. Like, we know what the real market value is, right? We know what the real market value is in terms of what the card is worth right now. It's just tough, man. It's like, what are you taking into consideration, right? Because look, if we go farther back though, we can see a more consistent sales pattern still. Like, go back to 117, right? 309, 309, 315, obviously ignore this 163, 315, 315, 319, 319, 319, 310, 315. So there is that kind of pattern within the month of January, I should say, and then slightly before that, 334, 340. Obviously, you had 312s, 330, 350, 325, 350, 325. There is ebbs and flows to the market. There's a lot of things, just honestly. There's so many things to take into consideration. Like, it's not all one thing, right? I think that's ultimately the point that I'm trying to make here, right? There's going to be market manipulation. There's going to be more than likely them taking into account the fact that there is sales for just general singles with pictures. And then there's just the general ebbs and flows of the market where sometimes, for a week or so, prices take a slight dip. Does it last for that long? Of course not. I mean, even if you said 100%, right? None of this was market manipulation, which obviously is not true. But if you were to just say that, look at this chart. It happened for literally the span of a day or two. Like, there's things in consideration with, and like you said, and like you obviously said too, it could be 100% that these dips were all purely market manipulation. I don't know that because the charting history sadly doesn't show what caused that to be sold at that price, right? Because there are some people, I do know for a fact, that will literally, you'll have like market price for a card be $4.20, and then some guy with 50,000 rated seller will come in and just crash the price for some stupid freaking reason. And I don't know why they'll do it, but they'll do it because they just want to get rid of it as soon as they can. So there's just so many things taken into consideration. It's hard for me to know definitively since we don't actually know the percentage of the seller, feedback rating and such. A group of individuals have been absolutely clearing out TCG players' rainbow Chunkachus recently. Interesting. Let's go take a look at that real quick. If we go take a look at the Chunkachu and see where the price for that is, it is, whoa, holy crap. Yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, they have. How sustainable? Have people been buying it at the 150 price? I mean, this is recent, obviously. You gotta wonder how sustainable this is, but that's actually fascinating to see. STC was the last free tendies. Was surprised you didn't get any STCs. I got one STC. The only reason why I didn't get more was just because I was just now moving from Oregon to Arizona, and I just financially was, how do I want to say this? I was trying to be more tight because I didn't have a consistent income flow. And so for me, obviously, although it was free tendies, I was just much more focused on, I don't want to say this, I just had a lot of other things I was really focused on. And so for me, I didn't just take the time, even though it wouldn't have taken much, to come in and take advantage of it. There was just so much going on at the time. I mean, when you make a transition from moving over to a different state and you don't really have furniture in the house and you don't have a washer dryer and there's so many different things, right? Like the transition, I ended up forking out $20,000 for the move myself. So I spent so much money moving. Like, it was insane. To be fair, it was my first time moving, obviously, so it was a lot higher than probably the next time I'll move. But, regardless, for me, I was like, all right, well, now what? How do I keep a consistent flow of income coming? And sure, I can go in and I can spend time on this STC card, try and take advantage of that. Or I can just take all my assets and I can invest it into growing the business and take every dime that I have to doing that. And that's kind of what I decided for myself. So far, paying off, thankfully. They have a warehouse filled with booster boxes. Watch, they go and drop it all at once. I would like that. Tyrone is just trolling. People are buying on the Chunkachus currently only... Yeah, dude, it's insane. What would a Japanese Moonbryon Black Label sell for now that the English version has sold for $12,000? That's a great question. I mean, it's hard to say considering the Japanese one obviously is worth more than the English version. You would assume, frick, man, 15 to 18,000 plus. Motion sickness incoming. Got my promo card today. Nice. Anyone seen the Pokemon Center drop this morning? Special delivery bricks. Sick plushies game. Nice. What's up, CJ? Good to see you too, brother. I never got my code, neither did my brother. Good luck, everyone. So did they do the drop already for the illustration codes? Would you say it's better for selling to sell individual cards or multiple in one listing? Individual cards, you're going to get the best bang for buck, no question. I mean, you can, at times get value selling multiple, but I mean, unless you're really trying to get rid of a card that you don't think you're going to be able to sell for a profit, it's always better to usually sell individually. It's going to take more time, but you're getting more out of it. You just have to calculate whether it's worth your time is the real question. The PSA membership worth it. I'm new to grading, but it makes sense for me to want to crack for packs if I got a membership. Yep, I think it's well worth it. It's like $100. It's actually really cheap when you consider the value you get out of it if you're sending in enough cards. You know, how much you pay for bookkeeping? Brother will cut you a deal. My goodness gracious. John is over here. Well, it's not a financial thing. It's our bookkeeper has been in the family since I was 8 years old. So it's more of a like, hey, we love you. You've been here since, you know, I mean, I've known her for, God, how old am I? 24? Known her for 16 years of my life. What specific videos on your channel would you recommend viewers watch for the most valuable information? Oh, geez, Louise. I mean, it depends, CJ. My question for you is, what information are you really trying to get? Like, are you talking about from an investment perspective? Are you talking about being a flipper? Are you talking about starting your own TCG player account? Like, there's a ton of videos that are out there on my channel and other people's channels that you can really get value out of. I've said it before, and I'll keep pumping them. RNG Games is a huge favorite of mine in terms of how to run a successful, TCG player business. He has a lot of insightful, tips to that. Obviously, Bolt Kings is helpful when it comes to that side as well. For myself, I would say my content is, usually talking about market strategies that I generally have, and there's so many different videos that I've posted that will each have their own different, touch to what specific market item or strategy we're discussing. So it's all over the place. It really just depends on what you're looking for. I crack and grade. Crack and grade? That's a little risky depending upon which era you're cracking. Ultra modern cracks, I feel like, are more riskier personally, but also so is older product. I mean, it's just risky, period. What are your thoughts on Raw Evolving Skies cards long term? I mean, long term, it'll obviously do well for like. I mean, in theory, singles will all go up long term, but it's inflationary. I've said this before. I like sealed product much more for the reason that more of it gets opened, then the less becomes available. So it'll do fine long term. Short term, we're just waiting to see if a reprint's happening. 2 ways to invest: crack packs and grade, or keep everything sealed. It's hard to do both. I mean, there's 10 different ways you can make money off of Pokemon. It's insane. Hey, have you had your code for the Pokemon Center illustration promo? I just got mine, so keep an eye on your emails, dude. I bought 60 sleeved packs for 250 of Evolving Skies. Big win. That is a big win. You can go flip that and make so much money. It's crazy. Hey, checking in late. Hopefully everyone is well. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Patricia. I've been starting to offload some of my ES booster box positions, taking care of my costs plus some profits. Everything else is icing on the cake. Can't believe the amount of buyers at 350 for Evolving Skies booster boxes. I know, man. It's insane. It is, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's say Scarlet and Violet has 10 Elite Trainer boxes. Ballpark, what would you estimate for a lot of all 10 empty boxes to be worth? Whoa. Let's say Scarlet and Violet has 10 ETBs. Ballpark, what would you estimate for a lot of all 10 empty boxes to be worth? I have no clue what you mean by that question. That is an extremely confusing question. Let's say Scarlet and Violet has 10 Elite Trainer boxes. What does that even mean? What do you mean by that? And then empty boxes, what does that mean as well? Evolving Skies, $900 in another year or so. Reminds me of Evolution's booster boxes growth. But even then, man, this was like, Evolutions was a set that first and foremost came out 5 years prior before it hit that $1,000 price point peak. This is a set that's been out for literally a little bit over a year. Like, this is insane. I don't think the raw pack prices are included, Roma Sheet said. Do you know that for certain, or because I honestly don't know for certain. And if so, how do you know that? Yes, but ES singles have a ton of value compared to Evolutions. True. But also Evolutions got printed into the ground because it got printed into the ground, and ES is not. Evolving Skies has not been printed as much as people think. It's been printed quite a bit, but not as much by today's standard. when looking at XY. X and Y era was such an overprinted era. For the second wave of the Charizard UPC, I believe you get 2 extra fusion instead of vivid voltage and battle styles. Interesting. Did not even know that. Is there a oh wow, that's interesting. But like one cell 163 will create a huge swing for Evolving Skies sitting at 300. But over a daily, will it really create that high? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard. It's just so hard to know, you know. I've tracked the price for quite a bit. Okay, but let me ask you this. So you're saying that the 163 price makes the swing drastic, right? But is that something that's shown drastically just on the day, or is that shown drastically over the week? Because that's kind of my thing. Because you're looking at the chart is shown depending upon the time frame over a weekly period on the drop. So I don't think that one price swing on that item over 10 other listings is going to be indicative of the entire week, you know, on a daily. But I don't know, I could be wrong. Like I said, man, I don't know jack in terms of how TCG Player truly like tracks this data for charting. So this is all just like everything I feel like is hypothetical, you know. Like I feel like we're on the same page for the most part. It's just really the question of how ultimately the charts themselves are being tracked. Like we agree that there is market manipulation and there's certain factors at play, but the question of course being, you know, the difference is they're sealed versus, you know, the raw single packs being sold, taking into account versus purely just the market manipulation. I went Pokemon Center to drop some Evolving Skies at way over market price to get all the bots to buy. Good luck with that, man. I think if it's well above, people are still going to eat it up. I don't think you're going to get just bots. You're going to get people FOMOing in. They bought 31 Chonkachus on February 12th. Jeez Louise. Brilliant Stars, oopsie. Are Brilliant Stars Booster Box and ETB ever going out of stock on the Pokemon Center website? You'd like to think so, man. There's definitely a lot more than you anticipated. Considering how much, or we anticipated, depending upon, considering how long it's been on there for. Gotta head out. Thanks for the live. Hey, well, thank you so much for stopping by, as always, Charlie. Realizing that begging for money isn't giving him a return on his investment. Who? Where are these questions coming from, James says? They're coming from the comment section. Kind of like you just obviously just commented. I think he means 10 Scarlet and Violet sets. I don't know what he means at all. So hold on. Let me go back and read his question again. Let's say Scarlet and Violet has 10 ETBs. Ballpark, what would your estimate be for a lot of all? See, I don't know how you even interpret that. Northwood's hit 3K subs? Shout out to Northwood, man. Man, really? Shout out to him. He's asking how much he could sell 10 empty boxes for if he were to rip open the packs. Oh gosh, of Scarlet and Violet? I couldn't tell you, brother. I mean, I don't know if there's a place that buys dice and dividers and sleeves. Like, I don't know. You tell me. like, and by you tell me, I mean literally you guys in the chat, is there somewhere I can go sell my dividers and sleeves and everything for? Because I'm sitting on tens of thousands of dice. Oh, it's crazy. Do you think Pokemon Classic box set will be a good pickup in English? The English version is supposed to come out later this year. You gotta assume so, because it's got reprints of base set items, but it's like, it's kind of whatever, you know? Do you think Crown Zenith ETBs are a good investment sealed? I do, but at the right price point, if you can get them for $50 or cheaper. What are the potential for metal Pokemon cards made by the Pokemon Company in the future? We know the current value for those. It's got really high potential, I think. I think that the potential one for if they allow regrading again. Funny you asked that question. I was actually fidgeting with a metal card as in my hand. I was fidgeting with my metal Pikachu. But yeah, I think the potential is super high. I think that when you look at just unique cards over time, a perfect example is like the Silver Dialga. Silver Dialga was a card that obviously was extremely unique, still is extremely unique, and is extremely expensive because of it. Because it was one of the few, you know? So in my mind, I would like to believe that, you know, you're going to see something extremely similar in that regard when looking at the value of metal cards. Were you going to talk about the Espeon card? One of my favorites. Already talked about it. If you go back like 10 minutes, 15 minutes ago, you will see that I did discuss it indeed. So I think that I do think that the card itself, it looks like it's found its top, in all honesty. I think you need to teach people to not ask, is X a good investment? No one can truly know, and y'all should do the data and research yourself. Believe and do the prep work, and you will succeed. Well, here's the thing about that. Although I 100% agree with you, Average, I think the biggest difficult part for me is I'm going to have consistent people that are just going to filter in and filter out and ask just general questions about Pokemon pricing and investing. And it's like, I can't really make a point of it unless I'm just going to consistently, I'm going to consistently have to say one thing over and over again. The question is, answer their question for the 1,000th time, or tell them for the 1,000th time that they need to know I don't have a crystal ball. I do a little bit of both. Just depends on how the question's asked, sadly. It's just a part of the game. Obviously, most of you guys don't ask questions that are asked 1,000 times for me, but you know, I don't mind. I heard a while back eBay bought TCG Player. Is that true? Yes, it is true. Has anything taken effect since? Only thing that's taken effect is that they own TCG Player, to my knowledge. You can give the dice to me for free. I'll put them in gift drawer. That is true. My 3 cases of Evolving Skies just got delivered from Pokemon Center. Nice. Shout out to you. Wait, hold on a second. My 3 cases. About 3 cases. Dang. Rice. CJ says, any tips for selling on eBay? I don't know what picks or titles are most eye-catching without Photoshop. I use stock images. That's what I do. I mean, it depends on obviously what you're selling, but like for myself, if I'm selling a sealed product, I'm just going to use a stock image. If I am selling a single, like let's say a graded single, then I will just take like a nice backdrop, like a piece of nice, wood, and I will put the card on it, and then I will get it in nice lighting so you can see the display of the card on the front and the back. And that's kind of all I do. If you're talking about raw card, I do the same thing but raw. But I don't really sell raw cards on eBay because that's just such a pain in the butt. Just go sell it on TCG Player. I sell graded on eBay if I do that. Which grading service is better, PSA or BGS? They're both $15 a card right now. Honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, considering that BGS is extremely cheap for the subgrades, I think going BGS might be the play. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Obviously, if you're sending in BGS, only send in your strong cards because they grade much harsher than PSA. So strong cards, send them into BGS, and weaker cards you can send into eBay. Hey Eli, hope you're doing well, mate. What's up, Ben? Good to see you, brother. Glad you're here. When does it always guys Tyrone is the definition of a troll. How is Eli doing? I don't know. How am I doing? That's a good question. Would you rather sell sealed on eBay or TCG? TCG all day. Wow, that's a lie. That is a lie. Oh, I jumped the gun. Depends on the market price, honestly. I sell on both depending upon what I'm doing. I mean, it's been forever since I've sold a sealed product on TCG or eBay, period. But it depends on the item, right? Because there's some items will be worth more than others. Like, I remember I sold a Gengar I pulled not that long ago. And the first thing I did, the Gengar VMAX Alt Art, and first thing I did was look up prices for both. It was $140 on TCG Player, $180 on eBay. I sold it on eBay for $180, made an extra $40 worth. Hey, Big says, just pop in and say hi. Can't wait to watch you later. Big day yesterday. Well, hey, I appreciate you so much for stopping by, brother. What's the TCG Player fee? Same as eBay. It's like, for myself, it's basically 15% as a pro seller. If you're not a pro seller, I think it's closer to like 13%. But I mean, the fees are high, but you're getting the market exposure and you're selling it quick. So you take those L's. Do you think it's worth investing in anything right now? Here's what I am going to say to answer that question. I am going to refer you to a video. And that video is called Why You Shouldn't Be Investing in Pokemon Right Now. That is my answer to that question. Christian, hi, it's been a few. Good to see you, Christian. It has been a while. Ben says, yeah, I'm good, mate. Has the Steam Siege buyout come to fruition? Holy crap, dude. Oh my god. That's insane. I'm still sitting on all the singles. Oh, we were supposed to do a Steam Siege giveaway. Holy crap, Ben. Oh my gosh. I still have all the singles just downstairs. Oh my gosh. I need to take care of that. Oh, thank you for reminding me, Ben. Holy crap. Wow. That just freaked me out. All right. We need to do that on Thursday or something. Oh my goodness gracious. That is insane. Whoa. I feel bad. Because, like, obviously I bought into it, but, like, other people also bought into it as well. And it was supposed to be so that they could enter into a giveaway. I haven't done the giveaway. Oh my gosh. Oh, Ben. Man, I feel bad. Especially Northwoods. Northwoods is like, yeah, I'll donate like $300 to the giveaway. And I was like, awesome. Thanks, brother. Holy crap. Yeah, Pokemon department store's like, where's my singles? Jesus loves me. That is bad, bro. That is bad. Yeah, I kid you not. I've just been so busy. I totally spaced it. Totally spaced it. Wow. I am surprised no one else has said anything about it. Wow. I feel bad. Goodness gracious. Okay, yep, I got to take care of that as soon as I can. And I'm thinking we do a live out of it. We have to do it on Thursday. That's what we have to. We just have to do it. Yeah. Does TCG take a steeper cut than eBay? Never sold. It's the same basically. Do you run an LCS in Arizona? Nope, it's in Oregon. Patrick, cheers, Eli. Just want to say thanks for the content. Well, thank you for stopping by, Patrick. Have you seen the raw versus graded 10s for Dark Ride V-Star? I have not. Let's take a look. Well, that's quite silly. Why is there such a price difference? Probably because it's like a pop 2. That's my only guess. That is kind of crazy that it's selling for that high. I mean, it'll make a massive correction, but yeah, that's an insane spread right now. I mean, it scares me a lot because I think it's going to go down. If you had $45, what would you buy for a long-term hold? Tyrone is just trolling the crap out of me. Long-term, bro. Have you, 45 bucks right now for a long-term hold? Pokemon Go Elite Trainer Box. Final answer. No problem, mate. Glad I could be of service. I bought some cards over here too, mainly the Gardevoir. I don't even know. I haven't checked that. I mean, it was more of one of those things that we were doing for fun. It wasn't obviously to like manipulate the market. I know some people were taking it way too seriously. And by way too seriously, I mean people that were like, oh my God, look at these guys trying to manipulate the market. What a bunch of idiots. I was like, guys, we're just doing this for fun. Like chill. But yeah, let's take a look and see how it's affected things. Oh my God, the market prices went all the way back down. What's the volcano? That's what happened. That sucks. I mean, we moved the price a couple bucks, but not much. I mean, look at how much is listed for near mint though. There's only 4 listed for near mint. So in theory, if you wanted to buy this out still, you could. You just buy these 4 and then just list it as the lowest. I mean, when was the last a near mint sold for 10, 9? There's 15 in near mint condition on this. I mean, we really did eat up the supply. Like, we ate up the supply of these cards. You could easily still go in and run this up more if you wanted to. For the lulz. What about the Mega Gardevoir secret or the secret Gardevoir? How many are in near mint condition here? 24? Jeez. Wow, that's insane. Yeah, you're not touching that one. Black and blue said, sorry to leave an unclear question. Baby woke up and dog peed at the bed at the same time. Sell 10 empty ETBs as a set for display. I couldn't tell you, man. I've never sold a empty ETB. I don't know if that's really something people care about. Steam Siege could be the ultimate sleeper set. Only time will tell, right? Any sellers on eBay you say we should save? Hard to say. It depends what you're really into. Depends what you buy. I'm a huge Diamond and Pearl fan. And I think I have a couple of sellers from the DP era sellers list that I have. Sorry. Oh, that was weird. But not really, man. I just kind of see what the market is showing across the board. And I look at the prices everywhere. And if eBay's general lowest price for whatever item is, that's kind of what I just look at. Best advice to sell singles at a loss in the star and get volume and reviews up, Emilio. I'm starting eBay with buyers reviews but no sellers reviews. How do I sprucing up my packages to get good reviews? I mean, he's right. You just make sure that if you really want to secure it, you sell below market so that you can start off with a point of, hey, not only did I get a good package, but they also sold it to me below market, which is a good deal. That's I mean, he's a good point on that one. Oh yeah, I wasn't taking it seriously either. I had a blast watching you guys on the stream Slayers. I know, right? It was like a fun spectacle. It was me, Northwood, and Nostalgia. And then we also had Echo stop by too, which was cool. Is it worth to buy Pokemon cards through an auction? I mean, I buy Pokemon packs and cards through auctions all the time on eBay, or I used to. And the only reason why I say used to is because most of my money is once again going towards growing the business. But back when I had a little bit more free money, it was definitely going towards buying packs from Diamond and Pearl era to open. Do you think with silver borders coming, will the English cards catch up Japanese quality? Doubt it. Is what you do replicable? What do you mean by that, department store? Any recommendations on getting rid of bulk? It's really good for fuel, like burning. No. Any ideas of getting rid of bulk? It's hard, man. Bulk right now, there's not really like you can always send it off to a place. If I'm being completely honest, in terms of getting rid of bulk, right now with the market price of bulk being just so freaking low because there's so much circulating out there, it's hard for me not to say like go sell it at a place that you can get it for half a penny or 3/4 of a penny, because you might say to yourself, well, Eli, I can go sell it online for a penny and a seventh on Safari, but that's in-store credit and also you're paying shipping, so it's like it's not really worth it in the end when you do the math versus going to a store, getting cash then and there, and it's also going to not cost you shipping. You're going to save more in the long run on that one. Emilio, $2. Hey, I appreciate that. You're a champ. We need more guys like you. Feed that algo. Hey, thank you so much. Would you guess that yellow border cards will be brought back, or that will be sticking with silver past S&B? Oh yeah, we're definitely sticking. This is not something I think that's short term. I'd be stunned if it was. When are we cashing out and moving to Dubai? Right? We're all getting Lambos for the boys. Steam Siege buyout to the moon, baby. Check burn the bowl for heat, right? Hey man, we're in winter times. It's getting cold. Do you think Rudy's type of model is replicable, or is it like a 3-year timeline for someone to accomplish? Like in terms of what he's doing with his program, in terms of what he's doing with his YouTube channel, like what in particular are you asking from what's replicable? I've started using bulk and glue to craft some chairs and countertops. I feel like he's being serious because I can totally see that. It's kind of like what the Pokemon department store does with his cup holders, or not cup holders, but his like cup trays. I don't know what they're called, where you put your cup on it and it makes sure it doesn't get a ring on your tabletop. What do you think about breaks where you buy Pokemon type slots, like how sports cards break? You can buy team slots during breaks. I think that you obviously, it's case by case basis. You go in, you look and see how they're structuring it and see if it's worth it. Because some places do it good, some places do it bad. It really just depends on the value you're going to be getting out of it. I definitely just fill my bathtub with chilling rain. Do you track the growth of the number of Pokemon players leagues registered as a metric and evaluates how they allocate capital from an investment point of view? Not really. Not from an investment point of view. Although I do think it's healthy for the market to have more players because it does affect singles for, bulk. In terms of actual, high-end cards, it doesn't really play a major factor. Coasters, thank you. Just wait until the rocket ship is... we can tell what packs are in the tag team tins, Pika Zek, etc. Like reading the code on the tin, I'm afraid of selling if there's second wave with no tag team packs. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've never been able to tell with the tag teams. It's hard because I've gotten tag team tins before that were wave 2. Evolution's burning, no tag team. But there wasn't any indication that gave me knowledge of what it was. Hey, what's up, John Fellers? Hopefully you're having a good one. I learned from Joe Rogan. Which set is currently the best to chase besides Evolving Skies and Crown Zenith in the era we're in? Chase? Like, what's a fun set to chase? Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, you're saying era, so I assume you mean Sword and Shield. Celebrations is a fun one to open, but I mean, chase? I don't know if chase is the right word for celebrations. Chilling Reign, probably. Chilling Reign, I really enjoyed opening Chilling Reign. That was probably one of the most fun sets I enjoyed opening because there were so many good hits you could get. I really like Chilling Reign a lot. Yeah. Because, I mean, in terms of the set as a whole, if you go look at Chilling Reign and you look at the amount of alternate arts they have and the value of each alternate art, like, there's a lot to take in with it, right? You could get the Blaziken, you can get the Galarian Moltres, you can get the Snorlax, you could get the Zeraora. There's so many cards you can get at a set. Which is what makes it such a cool set, you know? It's a fun set to open. It is a really, really fun set to open. Thanks for pulling back the curtains on how you navigate collecting and investing. Much appreciated. Yeah, of course. Anything I can do to help, man. Hey, Plebosaurus. Been a while. Working, lurking, baby. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for giving a shout out in the chat. Could the tag from the plastic wrap covering the promos damage the back of the cards? I worry about sticking it in a card saver. Could the tag from the plastic wrap covering the promos damage the back of the cards? I don't know. That's a good question. I've always just taken out. I mean, if you're talking about putting it in a, card saver, it's kind of hard. I mean, there's been times where I've kept it on and just kind of put it inside of a card saver when shipping it, but only at the request of the buyer. Basically, they're like, hey, if it's still in its plastic, could you send it to me in its plastic? And I'm like, it's going to be kind of funky, but if you're okay with that, and they're like, yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm like, okay, cool. But like, other than that, it's definitely a lot safer because it kind of fits awkward in a card saver, crumpling it up. Rogan is definitely a CMC. Eli, you contributing to 401k? Every dime at this point in my life right now is being contributed to either general expenses, being rent, food, or the business. That is literally it. I am not buying anything else. I bought my first video game, or I bought 2 video games technically, for the first time in 2 years. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I don't buy things for myself. I don't. Every so often I will open Pokemon product for fun, but like that's only when it's a new set release, and then I'll end up still selling it for business. So in terms of like buying things for myself or, investing in a 401k, most of that money right now is really going into the business. Like I was investing in stocks and cryptos and mutual funds for a little bit, but right now, it's just all the business, man. I want to see how far I can scale this thing. If you could buy Chilling Pain or Silver Tempest right now, which would you pick? From a long-term investment perspective, I think Silver Tempest will do much better than Chilling Reign. But from a fun for opening perspective, I'm much bigger of a fan of Chilling Reign. Silver Tempest will do better long term. Chilling Reign will be more fun to open. I mean, it's a no-brainer for Silver Tempest, man. It's not like I like the set Silver Tempest. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I'm not a big fan of Silver Tempest as a set. But when you go and you look at this set, right? as a whole, Silver Tempest booster boxes have time and time again, like, the value of them is just performing. It's just performing because it's a Lugia set. And it also has a Rayquaza in it. It's just performing. Like Lost Origin, I've said this before, it's only slightly doing better than Silver Tempest, and that's because it's an older set. It's had more time to curate, right? And the same concept applies for Chilling Reign. Chilling Reign, I mean, don't get me wrong, like it's well worth, you know, $10, $15 more, but it's a set that's been out a year and a half longer. So, and it's been way underprinted. I mean, it had its 2 waves. It had wave 1, wave 2. Like, I love Chilling Reign. I think it'll do fine long term, but Silver Tempest is a set that's just doing well. Will you buy MetaZoo from me? For me, for the IRS, everything is for the business. Average player gets it. Yeah, I bought my ETBs $30 or less. Do you think Brilliant Star ETBs are done since the last recent wave was large? I think that, John, it is entirely possible that we do get another print of Brilliant Star ETBs around the time of when we do get booster box reprints or slightly after. However, if that doesn't happen, then yeah, I mean, that's kind of the end for booster box, or sorry, ETB reprints for Brilliant. I think that there's about a 30% chance they get a reprint for ETBs. That's my opinion. It's possible, but is it probable? Yeah, maybe 40, honestly. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they've been printing ETBs more. Like, not like a crazy amount more, but more. They've been printing them more. They've definitely realized as they become more popular. So I think it's possible. It's definitely, I'm erring on the side of it not, though. Eli said dinner with his girl's a business expense. It is. Thank you very much. She helps me with work. I said, thank you for helping me with work. Let's go out to dinner. As a business expense. I don't see the problem. I see this as an absolute win, you know? Lugia carries it. That's literally it, man. Luggage carries it? That's crazy. Lost Origin pull rates suck. Agreed. Do you think that in Scarlet and Violet era there will continue to be putting trainer gallery sets like they did in the Sword and Shield? Well, so far we know that Scarlet and Violet base set is going to have trainer gallery, so yes. It's networking depth. Where can I get info on LLCs not from an AI bot? I don't know what you mean by that. Like, just Google search information about LLCs. That's kind of how I do things. YouTube videos, Google search, ask people that are more knowledgeable than I am. Thoughts on the new Pokemon Classic set that was revealed recently? Like I said before, I'll say it again. It's whatever. I mean, I guess it's gonna play into a set, but we'll see how this correlates with 151 or not. Look, if I don't eat, the business suffers. Mason gets it. See, Mason understands. He's like, if I don't eat, then I can't work. Therefore, when I eat, I'm doing it for the business. So, in theory, it's a business expense. He gets it. He gets it. He knows. He knows what's up. Cam the Goat says, try alternate art Entei. Are we going to have a little bit of a similar situation with that to the Darkrai? If I don't have... Yeah, this is just silly. This is just first sales. I wouldn't surprised if the price of the alt art for this went in a 10 down to like sub $100. If I don't have pants, children won't walk into the store. I mean, here's the thing, man. You can realistically break down so many things into business expenses. Have you ever, I don't know if you guys know who, God, I'm trying to remember what his name is. There's this one, like, YouTuber comedian. I can't believe, Gus Johnson, that's his name. He made a video, and it was so funny because it's so accurate. It was like, the video was literally like, I bought a xylophone. I forgot what he bought, but he bought like something and then said I bought it and wanted to write it off for tax purposes, so I made this YouTube video. And he literally made a song about the item centered around buying it so that he could purely write it off. And I thought it was the funniest thing because like there's so many things you can realistically write off from a business perspective, right? Like think about it. With a lot of the items I have in the background, they are considered to be a backdrop for the actual display of my stream. So in theory, they are considered a part of it, right? Boca department store. Mason, let me do reviews for your books. Mason says, I don't even review my books. Checkmate. That's so silly. Oh my gosh. I hope you're reviewing your books. I know for a fact I mean I got a bookkeeper and a CPA, so I'm chilling. May be late, but I'll always be there. What's up, Andrew? They said they will also have an English international version of the Pokemon Classic thing. I mean, it could be. I mean, we don't know, right? We know this. Pokemon Trading Card Classic box announced for a fall set featuring new cards. This will contain 60 card deck headlined by base set Venusaur, Blastoise, and Charizard. So I think what they're basically doing is they're saying, hey, we're going to have a silver bordered Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur, which has never been done before in English. So I guess that's kind of their whole thing. Tom brings up a very valid point. Is the V-Star Lucario from the Zenith ETB worth grading or just Rocket Fuel? Rocket Fuel, bro. That thing is worth nothing to my knowledge. Weird flex, Eli? What do you mean weird flex? How's that a weird flex? I have a Torterra level X tin that I absolutely love and a bunch of Diamond and Pearl era level X's in my backdrop. Thank you very much. That's not a weird flex. Do you see that Baby Yoda? That's adorable. Business expense. Boom. Take that, Mason. Eli's a nerd. Seems like a waste of time, right, Mason? I am a big nerd. I am a huge nerd. I mean, I am talking to you guys about Pokemon. This is what I do for a living. I am a freaking nerd, but that is a-okay because I love it. Olgiratina V-Star Gold from Crown Zenith be a good hold or tank to the bottom? I would say, Trainer Yang, watch yesterday's video that I posted that will answer your question. I get it. It's your show, your channel. I'm vibing. Hey, we're just having fun. Mason and I like to goof. They had to return the classic cards after scaring people with new motorcycle Pokemon. Yeah, what a concept. Can you enlarge the screen and show some of the stuff you're displaying? Sure. Let's take a look. Whoa, it's my face. All right, so some of the stuff I am displaying as my screen perfectly freezes. Cool. So as you can see right here, boom, there is my Torterra level X tin from Diamond and Pearl era. It is also in the backdrop of that is the trio of the theme decks. So like the Empoleon, Infernape, Torterra. I've got a PSA 10 Japanese Leafeon level X. With that, you see a Leafeon theme deck and a Glaceon theme deck. Some Harry Potter Legos right there. Plushies right there. Obviously, trying to like track my finger. Baby Yoda, Baby Groot. A couple of PSA 10 holos from Diamond and Pearl era, Great Encounters. A couple of more PSA 10s, non-holos, reverse holos in this one. bunch of theme decks. Then we have on this side, if I can try and scoot this out a little bit more. We have on this side, we've got Diamond and Pearl, the video games, sealed in their cases. Well, not in the plastic wrap sealing. I've got a bunch of green counters, so that's a Darkrai Holo in a PSA 10 and a Cresselia Holo from Green Counters in a 10. And then Moonlight Stadium PSA 10, pretty poggers. And then the green counters theme deck for the Darkrai and the Dialga, I think. I can't remember. But yeah, Diamond Pearl, some more PSA 10 Holos, and then that's Hogsmeade for Harry Potter, and then that's that is the car scene from Harry Potter. I'm into Harry Potter, if you guys didn't know that. Then a little bit lower, this is the last shelf. I do have on this side, it's at the very bottom, Rudy's 6.9 anniversary. And then a Whomping Willow from Harry Potter. And episode 3. Those are the items I have on display for the most part. A couple of other things here and there, but at the top shelf, I actually totally forgot. I also have that as well. I have the Pikachu from Celebrations, and then I have the trio. Cool. But yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is what I have for my backdrop display. I'm a Diamond and Pearl fan, if you haven't guessed it. What's worth looking into in this dry spell of Pokemon product? I would say look at my last 2 videos in terms of product for Pokemon. Mainly singles, I would say, if there is an opportunity, but I'm not looking too deep into that at this moment. I think patience is really the play at this point. What's your luckiest Pokemon card pull? We had someone on this live stream. They, for their giveaway, got 10 Pokemon Go 10 Pokemon Go packs, and I took those packs straight from an ETB. We opened the ETB live on stream because he said, "Hey, when you do your next break, just open the packs for me." I said, "Cool, I'll do that." We open the 10 packs, and he pulls like 3 Radiant Charizards, a alternate art Conkeldurr, a full art, and a Rainbow Mewtwo or Dragonite. Couldn't remember. But anyway, he pulled like... It was insane. I still need to clip it. It was insane. I would say that's probably the luckiest pulls. I've got a lot of really lucky pulls. First ever 10 I opened a Hidden Fates, got a Charizard. First ever ETB I opened of Hidden Fates, I got a Sylveon. Both graded 10s. I've had a lot of good luck and I've had a lot of bad luck. I mean, that's just the way it is. Any complications we got to know about CPAs and LLCs? Get a good CPA and that will answer your question. Any words on allocations for Scarlet and Violet booster boxes? Matthew says, at this moment in time, I was informed that per my distro, we should get numbers 3 to 4 weeks out from the set release. We're currently at week 4. He says in the next week or so, we should expect numbers. When purchasing product now to sell long term, it's more convenient to sell as an individual or a business. This is considering you have over 100 products to sell. Business for sure. You can use a lot of it as, you know, cost of goods sold, business write-off expenses, and continuously not having to, I mean, you're always going to have to file, but with the government saying, hey, you're going to have to file anything over $600 in terms of transactional sales, you're like, wow, that's silly. Might as well just make a business out of it and for tax reasons be able to write some things off, right? Mason will be crawling for bulk sorting abilities in a year when yellow borders are out. I mean, Mason is up to his freaking ceiling, I guess, in bulk from having Mount Bulk in his back room for what he's explained. Got any of those Harry Potter WotC booster? I do not. Mine is pulling a Rainbow Arceus V-Star, Alt-Art Mimikyu V-Max, and a Rainbow V-Star Charizard in one booster box? That's pretty gnarly, dude. That's sick. Do you think Inteleon Altard is a good pickup currently? Let's take a look. Let us look at the price. I think that was Fusion, if I'm correct. Let's see where the value of it is. Price at its highest was 30, 30, 26. I would say it's not a bad pickup. No, I think it's not a bad pickup, especially to pick it up right now, considering it's basically at its low. It's flatlined. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad pickup by any means, John. Shout out to Harry Potter. How do you think celebrations will go with the new 151 set coming out later in the year? No clue, because we don't know what 151 truly looks like, so it's hard to say. Just buy Diamond and Pearl booster box, write it off as a necessary expense, right? Think Celebrations UPC will take a hit with 151? Doubt it. I highly doubt it. Yeah, Celebrations, it's a thing of its own, man. It's a 25th anniversary set. It's rock solid. So when does the value usually capped as time goes on? For example, you have a card, XY era. This is 10 years old, which is $500. Does it either stop growing in price or still growing? It typically has moments in time where it just goes sideways. Perfect example of that is the ETB from Hidden Fates. ETB from Hidden Fates has had a massive sideways point where for like a year and a half it just ranged between 130 to 160, didn't do anything, and now it's finally seeing a breakout where it's now selling for 170, 180. Same thing happens with a lot of XY era cards. You just have breakout points. Some items do have a like slow progression point, but you shouldn't really think of it in that regard when looking at investments, right? Like everyone always says year over year you make 7% when investing in stocks on average, but in reality it's not like that's, oh, I look at the end of the year and I'm down 5%. Why is it that I was expected to make 7% every year but I'm down 5%, right? It's because it's looked over a long period of time, because after 5 years and you go back and look and you're like, hey, 1 year I made 50% and the other years I lost money. So it's like that there's always that kind of explosive growth period that is going to make up over a long period of time for the remaining previous years that did not perform as well. Can you still be a sole proprietor and write off expenses? Yes, I am technically registered as a sole proprietor for Pokémon USA. I am planning on switching to an LLC at some point, but what do I think about EV Heroes? It's expensive, but it's expensive for a reason. I mean, in terms of investment, or in what regard? What's up, Travis? Good to see you here, man. Man, I just realized Department Store was the only mod that was here. Travis just finally got here. We're still missing out on Koga and all the other boys. Sell Zenith or Celebration ETB first, both Pokemon Center. Ooh, I'm going to hold on to that Celebration ETB, man. I'm not going to sell that. I'm going to hold on long term for that item. So I would say sell the Zenith by far. Sell the Zenith, no question. Do you actually think reprints will happen? Yes. I would be surprised if they didn't. Stock market is rigged, on the other hand. No, LLC S Corp. Why do you like S Corp better than just standard LLC, Mason? That wasn't a question, Eli. It was a statement. Oh, my bad. Yes, you can still be your sole proprietor and write off business expenses. Correct. My bad. Sometimes I'm so behind on questions, I feel like I just speed read it without reading like who said it sometimes. EV Heroes is an investment. I mean, you can invest in it. It'll probably be fine long term. It's just a hard thing for me to want to pull the trigger on when I feel like, you know, there's going to be such better investment opportunities in the near future. But it's, I guess, a safe investment in theory. Is a Charizard UPC for 90 a good investment? Fantastic investment. Huge fan of it. I'm a huge fan of the CUPC. I think it's super undervalued. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the witching hour. We've got about 3 more minutes, so I will wrap up here with answering any of your guys' questions that you have for me. Mason says, S-Corps are independent and you are an employee of your own company. There are tax benefits if you pay yourself salary. I think you have to have more than one employee, though. Wow, really, Mason? Whoa, really? There are tax benefits if I pay myself? Huh. I will look into that then, because that's a good... I mean, because here's my kind of predicament I'm in. I am, for the longest time, have not really been taking profits on myself, right? I have more or less been just reinvesting everything in the business. I am getting to the point where I'm going to have to start taking profits soon. With that all being said, I don't know how I'm going to do that without getting wrecked by taxes. And so, yeah, that is something I'll definitely have to look into. But you want to pay yourself as little as possible. Of course, you always want to pay yourself as little as possible, right? I mean, here's a real question, right? Here's my plan for myself. And you guys as tax, you know, if you have a personal opinion you want to add in, you can add in, right? My thing is, I would like to buy a home in the next year and a half or so. That is my plan. My plan is I want to buy a home in the next year and a half. I'm going to need money, obviously, in order to do that. So can I legally write off buying my home as a business expense? Because right now, in terms of running the business operation, everything is done through the house. I've got my upstairs room, which is an at-home office. I've got my downstairs garage, which is a at-home office. And then we have also another area that I use for the house, right? Like I've got multiple offices that I run things throughout the house. And then the room across the hall is also another at-home. We have a lot of at-home offices, okay? So anyway, with that being said, when I plan on buying a home, particularly I'm thinking about doing something very similar to that, if possible. Not the whole house. I mean, that makes sense, right? It's not like I can write off the backyard. But like, I don't know. I guess my thing is I want to be able to take out as much as I can. Yeah, that's how my accountant has always done it. She's like, all right, you use your office. What's the square footage of your office? And I was like, okay. Right, but isn't it a square foot calculation of how much you're using, right? So like, let's say your house is 3,000 square feet and you use 15,000 of that or 1,500 of that for business expenses. Does that mean that when you buy it, that home, let's say it's worth $500,000, 250,000 of that is going to be written off as a business expense? Like, how does that necessarily work, right? How do you feel about Mason's video about buying PSA 10 Umbreon VMAX and trying to get Beckett black labels and 10x your money? I have not watched that video, so I will have to watch it before I make my opinion on it. Should I open the UPC or the UPC for the UPC playmat? You can just go buy the UPC playmat. Why would you want to open it for that reason? You think there will be more reprints or Evolving Skies, ETBs, or booster boxes? Booster boxes, yes. You write off business use of the home. The whole purchase price is not the write-off. It's viewed more as a rental of your own property you can write off. Mason says, I didn't say that in my video. He's like, I'm going to take out of context. Yeah, you got to ask a lawyer to see if you can use it. Wait, can you rent a room to yourself? Well, I'm getting, so like my rent partially is a business expense, because if you look at the square footage of the home that I am buying right now, or sorry, that I am renting, it is being rented, a good portion of it for business purposes. So obviously there is a part of it, but it's not like I can say, yeah, my master bedroom is generating me revenue, right? Like that's not it, you know. Hey, appreciate for the sub. Thank you so much, Alan. Appreciate the support. Pocket apartment. I'm not giving tax advice without payment. Wow. Rude. Home office is a red flag if you write off too much. I mean, define write off too much though, because I did it last year. My CPA, she's to my knowledge a really good CPA, and she was like, all right, this is how much you can write off and this is why. Because when you think about the context of an at-home office, like, where do I go to work? My upstairs office and my downstairs office. That's kind of it, you know? But all right, ladies and gentlemen, I have gone past my time, but I've got some couple things I need to get to and take care of before the end of the day. But I wanted to thank you guys all so much for stopping by. I really enjoyed our conversation as per usual. Make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Post pre-recorded content for you to do so each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you want to join the awesome community within our Discord or just follow us on any of our other socials, links are down in the description below. But that is all. Thank you guys all once again so much for the love and support.